and say, well, that's only because the Trump administration got caught. I want to bring in Washington Bureau reporter Samantha-Jo Roth. She is live for us on Capitol Hill with a look at how this inquiry is really going to be moving forward beyond just today's public testimony. Samantha-Jo?
Well, Greg, today is the last day of public testimony just this week. Now, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has not closed the door to additional testimony, saying that testimony sometimes brings about interest for bringing more witnesses in. Now, as for next week, it's not looking like we're going to have additional hearings next week, but that we could also receive some additional transcripts from depositions that were conducted behind closed doors. Now, lawmakers we've spoken with have had some very different interpretations of the testimony we've heard from witnesses so far. Now, one House Democrat told me he described EU Ambassador Sondland's testimony yesterday as a John Dean moment, really referring to the man jailed for his role in the Nixon cover-up, but not everybody here is convinced.
I've always said that's not the way I would have done it. I don't agree with some of those policy conclusions. I don't agree with how it was conducted. But that in and of itself is not an impeachable offense. Disagreeing on policy, even disagreeing on how you run the State Department, is a matter of oversight. It's certainly something voters can take into account. But whether it rises to the level of removing someone from office, that's a big hurdle. But again, we're going to take all of this. We're going to have plenty of time to make that decision, and I'll make my decision on the basis of what's in the best interest of the country.
I think that it's cutting through to the American people that there was definitely an effort by President Trump to bribe the Ukrainians with $400 million in foreign aid in order to investigate his top political opponent.
He was in this restaurant with EU ambassador.
Now, Democrats decide to move forward. What exactly are the articles of impeachment they're considering? Well, the House Speaker says that they haven't made any determinations just yet, but in my conversations with House Democrats, some of them say bribery, obstruction of justice, potentially witness intimidation, but all of that is going to have to wait until all of this witness testimony, open hearings are finished. We're live on Capitol Hill this morning. Samantha-Jo Roth, Spectrum News.